Hey, welcome back. It's your friend Jay. Good to see you again. And if you're new here, welcome. This is your corner of internet for real tarot people, the collectors, the readers, and anyone who loves to discover fun and interesting decks. With the help of Dr. Courtney here, who still insists he's a real cat.
If I were not real, explain the fur on your desk.
And the deck I'll be showing today is a Tarot of the Woodland Wardens, created by Jessica Roux. And he is the author behind the Oracle with a very similar artwork. It's a lot of fun. Let's have a look at it together. The deck comes in this beautiful package with two of the characters you will see later in the video, the author's name, and it's a full-size deck with 78 cards from a publisher that I haven't reviewed before. So if you're familiar with them, I assume they also made the Oracle deck that Jessica created, but I'm not that familiar with them. It comes with a beautiful sturdy box, which is a little bit difficult to open. The guidebook deserves its own little introduction. We'll have a look at it when we do a test read, but it is quite nice, not just the paper quality, but also the stories and spreads. And this is the actual deck. You probably noticed that the cards are a little bit wider than your standard cards. So this is my trusted Morgan Greer. You probably saw in some other videos that I made. And this is how it compares to the Woodland Wardens. Slightly bigger cards and slightly wider. On the back of the cards you have this floral pattern. And the actual cards, well, they look hand-painted to me. I'm not sure what exact technology was used here, but the artwork is quite beautiful and detailed. It looks almost like a painting. You've got the name of the cards at the bottom, and the cards are quite bendy, though I think riffle shuffling them could be a tiny bit of a challenge. Well, we'll find out when we do our test read. There's no gilding or aging. It just comes with this natural paper color here. And the cards are matte finish with a tiny bit of gloss, but not too much. Let's have a look at some of the key cards here. So the Fool, it's a beautiful dog here. Notice something I'll show you in the next couple of cards. If you remember Rider Waite Smith, animals, in some of the cards, those animals became main characters in this deck, which I really, really like. You've got to see the animal perspective in this deck. And it's a Rider Waite Smith deck, so the artwork is pretty much aligned with that. Some scenes are exact copy of Rider Waite Smith, just different characters, and some are new, like this one here. You got a Lover's card, which is got a love bug right above them, and the actual, I think they are robins. If you're familiar with birds, let me know in the comments if my guess was correct. Quite a lovely bird. The star here as well, crane. In a lot of cultures, it symbolizes good luck, as it is here. Also reminded me of the Kung Fu style, that has cranes imitated by humans. And by the way, if you want to see the whole deck, I put a flip through at the end of this video, so you can look at it with a tiny bit of music. Now, remember I mentioned to you that some of the second characters in the deck became the main ones. This is the Sun card. There's just no child, but sunflowers is there, and this is the horse having its best day. And same with Queen of Wands. The black cat sitting in front of a throne now is the main character. I quite like it. And also, the feeling I get from this card is got really good vibes. Just a bit of a positivity and calmness to it. Maybe it's the animals, or maybe the expression they have on their faces, which I quite like. It's very meditative. And I don't think it was designed that way. You've got a salamander here, also becoming the main character in this deck. Ten of Cups. Remember I mentioned that it's Rider Waite Smith with animals in some of the cards. This is it here. The Three of Arrows, probably my favorite Three of Arrows I have seen. A bit sad, but also kind. And there's the image of love here. So I don't think this one's gonna, I think they're gonna be okay. This is not gonna end up in some sad drama. And it feels to me that it's a sad day, but it will pass. A bit of positivity here. I quite like that. So the swords in this deck became arrows, and this is 10 of arrows. Also a little bit, I would say, traumatizing card with all the arrows piercing this animal here. I think it's a lemur, but lemur seem to be completely unfazed by it and sort of sleeping, which I think is also portrays the idea of Ten of Swords being more of a mental anguish and the end of some long-going drama, which I think this card represents quite well. Seven of Pentacles, very similar. And let me show you the cold cards of the cup suit, so you'll get an idea what that looks like. So I like how there's a bit of a progression here. It almost feels like we're looking at the same landscape, right? The crab here is just toying with the idea of the water and water behind him. Then a deer here is kind of more comfortable and the river is flowing through its life and less clouds there, which I quite like as well. So it's like the knight here mastered his emotions. The queen, much more confident. Honey badger sitting on the throne. I don't know if honey badgers like water or not. This one here seemed to be a little bit concerned with it, but lifting its little paws up. And the King of Cups, of course, mastered the water. This is an otter, and as we know, otters are very comfortable there. And the familiar fish is there. So I like how there's a continuity. They're different animals, but there's a bit of a continuity here. It's almost like this island becomes the part of the one that Queen sits on, and King is comfortably sitting on top of water, seemingly in the same scene. There's definitely a lot of consistency in scenes in this deck. What do you think of these? What do you get the feeling that this is emotions represented through animals? Now, shuffling, as I expected, is a bit of a challenge with this deck. My medium-sized fingers struggle a little bit to grab it, but you can still do it. And the cards, because they have matte finish, they don't really slip out of your hands, which is quite nice. Now, refill shuffle, I think, is going to be a bit of a challenge because how far you have to stretch your fingers. Yeah, I'm definitely struggling here. Yeah, somewhat possible. And also notice that I just did a couple of shuffles, but I already have a tiny bit of damage on the card here. I don't know if you can see it. It's bent a little bit. So I have a feeling that these cards may split a tiny bit, like this one here. Quite interesting. Well, let's do a one card pull, do intuitive reading on what my day will look like, or what your day may look like. Hopefully it's a positive card, and we'll then look at the guidebook and see what that tells us. The strength card. A tiny little mouse with a lemniscate seem to be having a good time with this lion there. Strangely, I feel this card is quite peaceful and graceful too. And I can totally connect with this mastering the emotions. So I'm going to a Christmas party today, and we'll be surrounded by some people which I've never been before. I think this is probably telling me that I need to I need to be gentle with myself and not trying to push myself in too many conversations. But even with that, I'm going to have a great time. These roses on the back of a lion seem to do some magic there too. And notice how the mouse tied this little string around lion's mouth here. I quite like it. So a lot of positivity, a lot of strength, and I like how the mouse is so tiny. I think in a way, it's probably a slightly stronger card, right? Because this is sort of David and Goliath moment in a very gentle way. Let's see what the book tells us. So first of all, congrats, this is an excellent book. I quite like it. It's got a wax finish on the cover. It's black and white, but the paper here as well is quite nice. It's not glossy or anything. Now we have a bit of a story of Jessica, how she came to love tarot, and a bit of a history on also how to use it, the deck, explanation of some of the patterns, which I quite liked. It was good. and some of the spread. And also looking at the spread structure here, I can tell that this deck was designed to be used for complex spreads. If you have an Oracle deck, let me know how you use it. Of course, there's a Celtic cross here. And how do you find the readings with this? Because I find it strangely intuitive, even though they're animals. It's easy to read the deck. So each card has a story, an upright and reverse meaning, and then a couple of messages or questions to ponder. What I also like how Jessica didn't cut any corners, and you've got the same structure for minor cards, which I find quite often publishers will have a smaller version for minor arcana, given its sort of day-to-day events. But here we've got the full picture. And another cool feature of this deck, you've got little notepad here, so you can record your readings and refer to them. It's quite like, so it pretty much gives you the whole toolkit on that you can use to read tarot. Right, let me just read the first paragraph and go straight to upright meaning. You can pause here and read through the whole thing because I think a paragraph is quite nice. The Strength card celebrates our inner strength and depicts a delicate balance between the wild and the tamed. A mouse perches on the nose of a lion adorned with red roses. Upright meaning, you are prepared to face challenges, great challenges, using your inner strength to succeed. That sounds like a Christmas party to me right now. Compassion and calmness are your greatest weapons in the face of chaos and destruction. Two questions to ask myself. Is inner strength as important as outer strength? And the second question, how do I react in a crisis? It definitely sounds like this place I'm going to today. What do you think of his read?
Wonderful deck. Now pass me the mouse.
No, Dr. Kotnik, that doesn't mean you can eat the mouse. This is not about you eating other animals. They're sort of trying to predict the future here, energies. This is what I have to deal with every day. This deck is suitable for both seasoned tarot readers and beginners. It's quite gentle. If you connect with decks that depict animals, this is definitely going to be your cup of tea. I also like this sense of kindness that you get from this deck and a sense of peace and serenity. I don't know if it was the same for you, but I just definitely felt it. And working with it is quite a joy. There's no rush. You don't feel affected by dramatic images of Rider Waite Smith, perhaps, the Ten of Swords that we saw there. Even it has all familiar elements. It just doesn't give you the same jittery feeling when you work with it. With all of this, I'm going to give the Tarot of Woodland Wardens solid 4 paws on the cat mirror. Beautiful execution, excellent cardstock. I think the deck has that very genuine hand-painted, or it feels like it's hand-painted artwork. And the reason why we're not giving it full 5 paws is because Dr. Courtney got upset that he wasn't in it.
A deck without me is incomplete.
What do you know? So what do you think of this deck? Let me know in the comments below if you love it, if you hate it, or maybe you already got one. And if you want to see another cute deck, I'm going to put a link at the end of Flip Through for you to have a look at. And this is it for today. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the Flip Through, and I cannot wait to see you again.